Okay, this is my second try. I'm having problem functioning properly, but I think it's part of how the way they're just breaking me down. I'm losing focus. But let me introduce myself again. Um, my name is not gonna be said, but I'm a TI. I'm a target individual. As a target individual, I'm a human subject, and governmental entities are used onto me, just like other target individual. Government weapons are used onto us, specifically Department of Defense technology. That are they're very specific. It's sorry, not even specific, very sophisticated. As you can hear, me speaking is getting tougher and tougher. If you go back to my first videos to now, you hear me struggling speaking now more than before, and that's because my brain is more hacked than before. And let me repeat this: we're human subjects. We are used and utilized as just guinea pigs, and they're utilizing defense technology onto us. And this technology can do so much to you. Not only it can damage your body, your organs, but also your brain is connected to some kind of device that can manipulate your thoughts, your perceptions, your memories, and give you stimulations and different reactions on your, the way you react to things. I manipulated. It's nasty, and the way they manipulate you is in a negative way, in a degrading way, to disturb you and to try to paint you into something you're not. You have perps who are contracted by governmental entities who surround you with this ecosystem, and they try to make you believe this BS. As you're being manipulated, they come and make noise campaign. Right? They try to box in these manipulations. And it's what their job. Their job is to get you to accept that what you're experiencing right now is natural. For example, I'm speaking right now. I'm saying what's happening. You hear a perp. That's his job to contract. He's contracted to come and disorient me as I'm speaking about what's happening, because they want you to stick in this bubble of false reality. And his job at this point is to disorient me into accepting this falsification. And the reason why he's doing that is because he's contracted to do that. And the entities behind this are obviously related to the DoD. One thing they like to do with me is just the perception manipulation. They like to do this disgusting things they've done to others, which I would call it pedophilia type of torture, which they've done that to others. This term is not coming from me. Others have said that. I'm just using the same word they've used. And so these people do these disgusting things where they can force you to get some stimulations, and aim those stimulations toward children, from the babies to the older kids. I've talked about it so much, and I'm okay to be vocal about it because their job is they want you to accept these things. But you find out that this is not only happening to you, others are doing this, experiencing the same things, and so you get validations that are just magical. Like I said, manipulations consist of perceptions, memories, thoughts, reactions that disturbs you. And of course, your body is being destroyed by other technology that can do things to your organs. For example, my gastro organs are being destroyed. I haven't gone to the doctors to get surgery or anything. So whatever they're doing to me can be done to me remotely, and it's not going through my skin in the sense that my skin is not being like, I'm not getting like open surgery in the sense that my skin is not being cut, and they destroy my body, and this technology can directly hit my organs without going through my, like, piercing my skin. And so I know my organs are messed up. They destroy my organs, my digestive system, my a lot of things. My knees, my bones are fragilized. So things they can do to me are just unbelievable. They can do so much to you because they're utilizing this defense technology, and we are guinea pigs. But what they do to the body is not the most tormenting for me at this point. Even though it's going to handicap me, it's going to kill me, what is the most tormenting is the psychological torture. The nasty things they do is disgusting, but I've talked about it so much. Matter of fact, as I was describing myself, I think I touched like my pants, my jeans, doing this, and they try to create some disgusting thoughts. It's just nasty like that, on camera. Um, but the perps, like I said, these people around you are contracted by the government. They need a lot of labor because who's gonna? They can't just all be actual employees of the government. All of them, like direct employees to the government, all of them cannot be them around you. They let me just repeat that. There's not enough actual employees in the DoD, direct employees, to surround a target individual to this level. So they have to contract civilians that are contracted by some third parties, right? And you have people from all sort of life, all kind of age, from teenagers to grandmothers to everybody around you. And I'm sure there's financial incentives to do that. I would imagine them just doing that for free and dedicate that much time for free, even though the technology that they involved in themselves with are extremely sophisticated. So that could be fun on its own to be able to manipulate a human being this way. I can see somebody just enjoying doing that alone. But I'm sure that financial aspects are provided to the people involving themselves and participating themselves in participating in this program. And so for me, everywhere I go, there'll be people who are gonna create some kind of disturbing theater. For me, everybody knows that I'm a target individual who's manipulated to get this disgusting perceptions and reaction toward children. But they want to sell this BS story to me, to make me believe that it's me, knowing that I know it's not me. And the humiliation of reality is, I'm not the only one saying that. There's a woman who said the exact same thing. And then on top of that, not only a woman, there's multiple people saying that. But on top of that, everything, like I said, everything has been said by others. Like sexual arousal's been, like, it's just, the validation you get are just magical. And you go watch some of my videos, watch the last videos or so, you'll hear things that I've been saying. And I even use the same lingo because they do the same thing so much, they do so much of the same thing that I'm just utilizing the same terminology. The pedophilia type of torture, boom. Libido manipulation, all of that, perception manipulation, all of it. These are the things that others have said. Even the fact that doing these things where they aim stimulation toward children. Right now, what they're doing, and the memory manipulation is big. They've been playing with my memories, and I made a lot of videos about memories. And even for speech, you can hear me speaking with difficulty. It's because as I'm speaking, there's like a battle in my brain to create this like hard way of me trying to express myself. I can feel my brain just like contracting as I'm trying to speak because they're like doing things to me to enable me to speak properly. And there'll be a time when I will not be able to speak. That's why I make videos now, knowing that speaking will be more of a difficulty in the future. Now, the disgusting things they do and why I make this video right now, it's because I want to bring up something they've done to me. But what they like to do is they manipulate me to get perception. Sometimes in real time, it's not as bad as how they make me experience it later on when they make me think of that. Like I said, pedophilia type of torture is what they do. They have kids, teenagers, doing their best to be seen because they know they can manipulate me in disgusting ways. Matter of fact, some kids try to grab me. Like teenager, try to grab me in a sexual area. Can you imagine? And when they do that, they tell themselves, we're at war, that's why we're doing that. No, you're not at war, but I understand that you're participating in this. It's been a lot of nasty things that kids have been trying to do. Matter of fact, when there's kid in front of me, like teenager, they start like walking with this weird way and try to be seen by me because they know my brain can be manipulated to experience something else. It's so nasty to see this little thinking that this is how that's what makes them so disturbing. But one thing they're changing right now, but it was during my time here, is I remember I was walking through this like Verizon store. It was kind of late. I think the store was closing. And out of nowhere, I see somebody who looks like a teenager, and she was grabbing her shirt, right? And like kind of like opening up her shirt to show her bra and like adjusting herself like aggressively. It was so goofy. I'm sorry. It was just so. And I remember them like I'm like, this is so disturbing. You're embarrassing this kid. She's just like because they want to be seen in a sexual way, and they want this to be manipulated. So she was showing her breast, not even showing her breast, but like adjusting her bra, but like just like doing these things like this kid. I was like, oh my gosh, and in my head now they try to like change because in real time I was like I saw it for what it is. It's like, look at this kid. You have this kid adjusting her chest. She's like 16, 17 or something like that, and she just like and she tried to like to show her breast. And I was like, this looks weird. You look nasty. It looked nasty, really nasty. It looked I was like ugh. And now in my brain, they're changing that perception. Thankfully, in real time, I was able to see it. Sometime I don't know. I am able to kind of and stop what they do. But this time it was just too much. It was just like, oh, it was just like so nasty. She just came out of nowhere. You see the store was basically closed, and I look in and I see this like teenager like adjusting her chest area like ugh, and she just wanted to show her breasts, her cleavage, and like putting like squeezing them together and just like I'm like, oh my gosh. Now today, as they bring back this moment, what they're doing is they're changing my perception and even creating imagination of her breast being in certain ways to create a way for me to look at it in a way that would be appealing to me. Do you see how disgusting these things they do? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. They are changing the shape, and I don't want to be graphic, of this teenager or somebody who looked like a teenager to look in a way that in my head can be manipulated to see it in an appealing way. Like changing the size, like, oh my gosh, it looks disgusting. It actually, not even disgusting is not the right word. It looked embarrassing for this kid. So look at this goofiness. Doing this like the way she was like, it's like, oh. It's like, look at the embarrassment. Now in my brain, they've created an imagination of it in a different fashion. They even reshaped the breast in different ways to create. It's like it's crazy. And that's the nasty things they do. Now you gotta understand, they are so nasty, but the entities running this program are so pedophilia centric, especially like the DoD, even the CIA. Those entities, when they are reviewing what network is sharing the most child pornography, the Child Protective Service has ranked the DoD networking, internet networking, as a top tier child pornography sharing networking, internet network. Meaning they out of 3,000, these entities are ranked top tier of some of the most child porn being shared within peer-to-peer employee using DoD network. Now, I'm saying that to let you know that this is who is implementing these tactics onto us. And then you have this trash who want you to accept this manipulation in using these teenage kids and then create things in my brain to make me see these kids in ways that are forced onto me. Creating extra, like making these teenage girls' breasts in certain ways so they can make it more appealing to me. To train my brain to, okay, how can we make him look at this in a way that will appeal to him? And then you hear this next door neighbors who are like, oh, they're going to knock you out, they're going to kill you. They're just like, listen, whatever horrible thing I'm going to go through, I got to say, I'm not this spiritual, well, I am religious in the sense that I believe in God, but this is truly, and I hear these people who try to be like, oh, yeah, okay. It's like, this is just magical. Because you find out that these people doing this thing to you have true problem pedophilia. This trash couldn't even say the name of a pedophile that picked up kids as young as 14 years old. they are doing horrible things to the most vulnerable people. And what they do to stop me from seeing things of how magical it is, they tell me how I'm going to get raped. Because they're going to, listen, they're going to frame me in a pedophilia way. Meaning that I either implant child porn, they're going to have some child here that this trash has sold them to these pedophiles to do this frame onto me. And they are humiliated by the reality of what they're actually part of. But when you hear them talk, because I'm a guinea pig, and as much as I say what I need to say, the reality is, because I'm a human subject, anything can happen to me. So they find the satisfaction that regardless of even me being able to see things for what they are, it's not going to change what's going to happen to me. So they lock that in, they block this in, and like block out the fact that, man, this guy is talking about how, look at what we actually are, and we're here literally day in and day out to see how we can manipulate him to see children in sexual ways. Day in and day out. We are literally recreating imaginations, manipulating imaginations and memories to make him see this kid that was adjusting, and when I mean adjusting, she was purposely like she just got out of. You can see this. There was nobody else in the store, and she was just like she's like shaking. It's like obviously she wanted me to see that so they can create some kind of things, and it was just pathetic at the time. But today, they can go back in your memories and rearrange things differently, so a perception can be changed in different ways. Now they're changing a perception that happened while I was the target individual with V2K and synthetic telepathy. But this is how they do these things. And then they want you to feel like, oh my gosh, and they will do things like slamming your door and do all that. It's like, oh, you're gonna, and then you go, like, you are so pathetic. First of all, this is not how I perceived it. Even during the time when I can be forced to perceive things in real time like that. But it was so disturbingly goofy. Not even goofy, it's just so sad. It was embarrassing. I was like, man, you guys are embarrassing these kids. Look at this doofiness. Look how stupid this thing look. And then you hear this trash using this tonality, interacting with me via V2K. It's like, now they are. Then you see who's talking to you. It's like, this is retardation.com. The humiliation is just too much. You will never make me accept these manipulations. Look at you. I can tell you about you, and I'm not even in this program. I can see how you can be living a deluded reality. You're the type of person that I can see, even if you can show somebody like that to her. No, we are. You can see, and then things hit her, and that's when, like, oh my gosh. For me, I've accepted this, but I'm not gonna let them live the fantasy. This is why I make videos. I've accepted the reality of me being a human subject, and they can make me have all kind of perceptions. Even my memories can be manipulated. They can add layers to the things they've already manipulated me to experience. And I understand this is the reason that this is the result of being a targeted individual. You are helpless in the sense that you are no longer in control of yourself. You no longer see things, perceive things, memories are not the same, reactions are, you are no longer yourself. You are completely a controlled puppet in the sense that you are manipulated the way they want you to experience things, because you are one of those guinea pigs called target individual. And I'm using that not to deminimize myself, but to put things back in perspective, that this is how we're used. They are using this technology onto us and try to make you accept these things. And you have people, your employers, all try to get you to accept this trash. Well, you look at it as like, can you imagine you have some teenager like showing her breast like that? Like, what kind of person is that? It's so disgusting. It's so disturbing. And then, because in real time, I was able to somehow, I don't even know how, see this for the nastiness that it was. Today, you have to go into memory and change that. This trash. They're trash. Trash. Poor kid. But now she's trash. Look at her. How can I respect this own kid? I would throw a fucking shoe at her if she ever. But in my head now, woo, being played with in different ways. So target individual, stay strong. These perps are waiting for the torture. They tell me I'm going to be knocked out and all that because they hate the fact that I'm saying things for what they are. They want to live in that fantasy that themselves created. And they get frustrated that I'm not saying it that way. Come on, help us live this, cope with reality. Like, I'm like, no. Yes, I'll get knocked out because I'm a target individual. Yes, you work for pedophiles. Yes, you do the pedophilia type of torture. Yes, I'm going to live a terrible life. Yes, because I'm a target individual. Yes, you are working for entities where pedophilia is an issue. Yes, you torture children, women, men, and you manipulate us to think in these disgusting pedophilia ways. You truly sold your soul to pedophiles, but you get some incentives for it. So to all my target individuals, stay strong.